Yes to this. It's so pretty.
As soon as the invitations were sent out, the wedding weekend of Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco kicked off with a flurry of headlines and a lot of interest. And the world was interested in knowing every detail of what was going to happen that day, what those in attendance would be wearing, and who would be there. The couple decided that a luxurious resort located above the coastline would serve as the primary hub for their guests. Limousines and black SUVs were constantly arriving at the resort, where they were welcomed by security teams and staff members who took care to ensure that entrances remained free of any chaos. Even though photographers were still gathered at every corner, each one of them hoping to get a glimpse of the next arrival, the guest list for the star-studded event included well-known faces from the worlds of music, film, and fashion, with everyone dressed to impress, and the lobby was filled with celebrities chatting and laughing, all while security kept a close eye on every movement. The subject of countless rumors and speculations, Taylor Swift is a global superstar who is also a very close friend of Selena. Despite this, she has decided to avoid the public eye. Her own security team took steps to ensure that her location remained private. They made arrangements for her to stay away from the main hotel and instead set her up in a secluded house that was located nearby. This house was separate from the crowd and protected her from people who might be watching. In Taylor's case, this meant that she would forgo the pre-wedding festivities, which included mingling by the pool or at the bar, and instead opt for the privacy and comfort of a secured home, where she could prepare for the big day without having to be concerned about the constant attention that follows her wherever she goes. Selena, on the other hand, was open about her wedding, and she kept her millions of fans apprised of the latest developments by posting updates on her social media accounts. She uploaded candid shots of her floral arrangements, playful selfies with Benny, and behind-the-scenes moments that allowed her followers to feel as though they were part of the celebration rather than simply observing it from afar.
It's just really important to meet someone that respects you, and I think it's really nice to also lean on someone who understands the world that I live in. But I'd have to say overall, it's the safest that I feel, and it's been really lovely.
As the day drew nearer, the excitement grew as a result of Selena's posts, every story and photograph welcoming fans into her universe, demonstrating her excitement and happiness and fostering a sense of unity among her followers. On the day of her most important event, Camila Cabello, who was wearing a daring green outfit, Timothée Chalamet, who was dressed in a stylish tuxedo, and Billie Eilish, who entered without making a fuss but still managed to attract attention, were among those who attended the party. All of these individuals are considered to be iconic figures of the modern era. Meanwhile, rumors were circulating about a British singer who is known for her love of cats making a quiet entrance into the event. More and more people began to speculate about what would happen when such a large number of famous people were gathered in one place, and the excitement grew. As the night progressed, would there be any surprise performances, new collaborations, or even new friendships forming between people? While everyone was waiting for Selena to arrive, the garden served as the location for the main event, with rows of white petals placed along the aisle and the sound of people talking quietly in the background. Benny observed her as she made her way toward him, wearing a one-of-a-kind dress that combined her own unique taste with a sense of refinement. All of the people who were observing were able to clearly see his excitement and nervousness. The ceremony itself was straightforward and authentic, and it included personal vows, laughter, and even a few jokes that made the audience smile. As the couple exchanged promises in front of their family and closest friends, many of the guests were moved to tears. The emphasis remained on the couple as well as the individuals who were important to them, and the atmosphere was filled with the energy of genuine celebration rather than just a spectacle. The reception, which was held indoors, was the next event on the schedule after the conclusion of the ceremony. Tables were decorated with candles and linens that were pristine, and a meticulously planned menu featured dishes that had been selected by one of the state's most skilled chefs. Taylor Swift gave a surprise acoustic performance of her song Lover on the dance floor, which was soon crowded with people. The entire room was completely mesmerized by her performance. The music began to play and the drinks started flowing. The speeches, which ranged from heartfelt to disrespectful, were filled with laughter that echoed throughout the room as Selena and Benny shared their first dance as a married couple. Meanwhile, the guests made the most of the night by taking advantage of a photo booth stocked with costumes and props, and a taco truck parked outside provided late-night snacks to anyone who was still hungry after hours of dancing. Guests were given the freedom to relax and enjoy themselves as the celebration continued long into the night, but every aspect was carefully managed with strict security measures in place. The skies above were patrolled by drones in search of photographers who had not been invited to be there, in order to maintain the event's privacy and preserve the feeling of closeness. Despite the fact that so many well-known people were in attendance, employees were thoroughly screened and all phones were inspected at the entrance. Taylor's friendship with Selena continued to be a central theme, even though she kept her arrival and movements private. She traveled all that way just to be there, even if she wasn't going to be in the spotlight, and her support was plain for all those who knew them to see. Selena's willingness to share glimpses of her preparation and her happiness only drew fans closer, and her social media became a window into the festivities, turning the occasion into something that felt intimate for millions who followed along from afar. For access to more exclusive stories, do not forget to click the subscription button if you are getting pleasure out of this behind-the-scenes peek. The sheer number of people who were invited to attend was enough to make the news, accompanied by speculation about which individuals would be present and what would occur if particular celebrities were to encounter one another. The event became a hot topic on social media as fans and news sources alike attempted to put together every last detail from the enigmatic posts and brief images that appeared on the internet. In addition to the high quality of the people who attended the wedding, the event also garnered a lot of attention for the way it struck a balance between the need for privacy and the desire to celebrate openly. This is a challenge for any public figure, but it is especially difficult for someone like Selena, who has always allowed her fans to participate in the most significant events of her life. The security personnel moved in a way that was quiet but deliberate, overseeing arrivals and departures, scanning the surrounding area for drones or long lenses, and ensuring that all guests felt secure and at ease at all times of day and night. Even as the event itself became a trending topic and a source of endless commentary, the combination of joy and vigilance was ever present with staff and organizers, who were working behind the scenes to ensure that things continued to run smoothly and discreetly. The guests gradually began to depart, marking the conclusion of the evening. The staff at the hotel started the process of cleaning up, taking down the decorations and putting away the final remnants of the party. Some people were feeling exhausted after hours of dancing, but others were still energized by the excitement of the day. To signal that the festivities were finally coming to an end, Selena made one final post. She chose to share an unposed photograph of herself and Benny, both of them barefoot, standing side by side with smiles on their faces as the celebrations were finally coming to a close. Her caption was straightforward and uncomplicated. It consisted of only a few words that were intended to capture the beginning of their new life together. Fans responded with an outpouring of love and support, celebrating the happiness they had witnessed from afar. In the days that followed, the wedding turned into a subject that was talked about constantly, with people scrutinizing each and every outfit, the presence or absence of every attendee, and every detail that could be gleaned from social media or reported by those fortunate enough to be there in person. Over and over again, the story of the wedding was retold, and each retelling of the event emphasized a different highlight, a different surprise, or a different friendship that had blossomed during the wedding. For Selena and Benny, the day was more than just about the news headlines or social media. It was a pivotal moment, the culmination of years of shared experiences and individual growth, of overcoming obstacles and constructing something that would endure, and it was celebrated by all those who meant the most to them. It offered the guests an opportunity to take a break from their day-to-day routines and spend an evening celebrating, forming connections, and having a good time. No matter if they were dancing on the floor, taking silly pictures, or simply getting reacquainted with friends they had not seen in a while. For Taylor Swift, it was yet another opportunity to demonstrate her support for someone she holds dear, opting to maintain her privacy and discretion while continuing to participate in the celebration. Even when she avoided the spotlight, her presence was still noticeable. People all over the world were drawn to the wedding and paid close attention to it, not only because of the celebrities who were participating, but also because of the feeling of warmth and authenticity that was present in each and every moment that was shared. All of the candid photos and every single story that was shared by the individuals who were there, There will always be more stories from behind the scenes as well as exclusive recaps in the future. If you wish to receive every update, you should subscribe today. For a brief moment, everyone who was watching from a distance felt a sense of hope, a belief in happy endings, and the idea that even in a world that is obsessed with fame, true connection can take center stage. For many weeks and months into the future, the wedding of Benny Blanco and Selena Gomez will continue to be a topic of discussion in the cultural discourse. The story was retold in a variety of ways. The highlights were turned into memes and memories, and the details were dissected and replayed. Each of them serves as a reminder of an evening when love, friendship, and celebration brought everyone together in a spirit of unity as the world continues to move on to the next major event on the horizon. People will remember this wedding for a long time to come. It's not only because of its glamour, but also because of the way in which it brought out the best in every single person who took part, leaving behind a legacy of happiness and connection that is sure to inspire future chapters in the ongoing story of celebrity, music, and romance.